I'm going to be making coffee while I talk about all the 5 pillars. So in the 1500s to the 1600s, people with special needs were treated really badly. Often they would be forced to leave their homes and join go to like an insane asylum, and they were treated often really badly there. And then the 1700s, the Revolutionary War began, and Ben Pilkey opened an academy, and deaf and blind people were often treated a lot better because it wasn't really something that you could see. It was a disability that you could walk around and no one would know. And then 1922, International Council for the Education, SEC, was founded, and then 1950 to now, war often showed that people with disabilities were accepted because people in the war were coming back with no arms or legs, and people would help them because they were heroes, and so it often helped them. And in 1975, IDA was established, and the Section 504 Rehabilitation Act in 1973 was also founded. Some strength-based review. Special education was the one way that we could see that students shape their classroom. With strength-based mindset is basically you focus on what your people with special needs can do instead of what they can't, because oftentimes people see people with special needs and they don't want to deal with it, and they don't really often see what they are good at, because everyone has something they're good at. There just might be something in the way of it. And so by identifying these and nurturing these strengths, it can help educators gain confidence, and help these kids gain confidence as well to know that they are smart, they can learn, and it's a great way to basically let your children grow and let them be inclusive within the classroom with the other kids as well. Impact of inclusivity, labels belong on jelly jars and on students, so it's really important that you, when you greet your children and when you introduce them to someone else, that you don't label them as, oh, this kid has autism. Like, you put their name first, because they're human first before their disability. Basically, you want to try to go away from labels as much as you can, but in some cases it's really important, because if a kid needs help with school, or like if they can't read or anything, it's important that they do have somewhat of a label so that we can help them and they can get the help they need to succeed like their classmates. We embrace diversity when remaining mindful of how we describe students. We create a classroom where every learner feels valued for who they are and not their diagnosis. And then for families in the IEP process, so it's an individualized education program, is an IEP. And so basically, you take a test, and then after you take this test, if you feel like if your IQ is below, or basically you have to pass this test to get an IEP. And sometimes this isn't fair, because a student with maybe a behavior disorder, they need help, they need an IEP, but they're really smart, like they have a average IQ or above average IQ, and so this can get tricky sometimes. But it's also important that with IEPs we collaborate with the families, we make sure that they're okay with everything that's going on, and because the families know more about the kids than we do, and so it's important that we talk to their families and understand what's going on with them. IEP process works best when it's not just about compliance, but connection, and ensuring that every student gets the help they need to reach their full potential. And so this is a really great tool for them. And then lastly, universal design for learning is really effective when it comes to teaching kids with disabilities and how to incorporate technology. And so with this, next we have universal design for learning and its relationship to technology. And so UDL is a way of teaching that helps all students, especially those with special needs, get what's best for them, and so they can learn properly like everyone else. And technology is a great way to give them the tools to do that. And so it's like you imagine a classroom where everyone learns a different way. So some kids might like to read, some might like to listen, some might not be able to read, and so they need Braille or something like that. And so UDL is a teaching style that helps create every student to learn in the way that works best for them. And so, for example, text to speech, speech to text, also laptops, videos, online books for those who maybe are blind but they can hear, and so the audio helps them. So cheers.